Sunday mornings, I'm informed by the text message that I'm giving the message. Today is Eashwaramba's day. I want to share a few things about Eashwaramba. I think it's very important. I want to talk about someone first before that. Today he sang the song. Tears in my eyes. It's not because he sang well. It is because of his love and passion to sing for Swami. That and practice, sending recording to his bhajan coordinator, teacher, and practice, and slowly he's manifesting the love. See, I'm going to talk about Eashwaramba, but there's this one quality that he has that Baba says about Eashwaramba. It is not about your talent. It is not about your knowledge. It's not about your hours you can claim to be a meditator or a singer or whatever it is. It is pure love for God, pure love for Swami. Today he demonstrated that, or he's been demonstrating that. Many years to go, I'll be watching. But he sang very well today, isn't it? I'll talk about Eashwaramba. And each time when I read about Eashwaramba, about how Swami talks about her, I end up just tearing and crying because I think of Swami's love that he talks about her, and I think of my own Eashwaramba, my own mother. Swami said she had zero talent. Every words of this is what Swami said. Zero talent in the Vedas. Never knew it, never read it, doesn't know how to pronounce it. She had none. Neither the capacity to read a bhajan. Never had it, never aspired, never did. But all she did was to serve, and a tremendous amount of two biggest quality that she had. One is Shraddha, which is faith, and the other one is bhakti, devotion. See, devotion is an action. The faith is meaningless without the action, which is devotion. So you must have faith, you must have devotion. Not people have devotion without faith, people have faith without. You must have both, Swami said. And she hit them. It is her yearning to help people in her villages that brought me to you, Swami says. It is her yearning that brought me to you. Can you imagine the amount of love and humility she would have had for God? And one day, Swami was about to leave Prashanti. He already declared himself to be divine. He was leaving, and he jokingly told his mother, teased his mother, he said, I'm leaving Puttaparthi. He said, my devotees are Bombay, Delhi, and everywhere. He didn't say Malaysia, by the way. But he said, Bombay, Delhi, and everywhere. He said, I'm going. He teased her. And she immediately says, no, this is your home. You're never to leave my place. You're never to leave this village. You're supposed to serve here, serve our people from here. I want my son to be here. And Swami says, I've never parted the trust of her word. Easily Swami could have been somewhere else. Chose to be in a place where they didn't even serve, they didn't even have water. And he kept to his word. One day, Swami was giving vibhuti, and the vibhuti finished. He was, this was many years ago. And immediately she took up, before Swami said he was about to materialize vibhuti to give the vibhuti. She said, wait, immediately she took out from her pocket. She took a long time apparently, took out a small little box, and she said, there's vibhuti inside. And she opened the box, the vibhuti was finished inside. But Swami said, look how the mother wanted to protect the son, to make sure that he had enough vibhuti. And so much of humility that she said, no matter how much Swami has declared that he was the God, and she would tell him, you are the Lord, I'm convinced, but still treated him as the son, because so much of humility and love and devotion she had for the son. And Swami said this, that he will be blessing people, and in the line, should be in the line, waiting to receive his darshan and grace. And he would bless her and she would bless him. Can you see that can you see the simple drama that the Lord took place in such a simple environment where both of them could have claimed to such great heights? Imagine when we claim our great heights compared to how humble and devoted they were to each other. One day, when Swami declared that he was Avada, and the mother went to him and said, I only want 3 things from you. He said, I know. He said, what do you want? He said, I know you are the Lord of the universe. And he said, I can do anything for you. Anything that you want, Amma, he said. She said, no, I only want 3 simple things. What's the 3 simple things that she wanted?
Hospital, school, water supply.
Very good. Say that again.
Hospital, school,
Small hospital, she said. Small hospital. Second one? School. And water to drink. She said, I want a small hospital. I don't want a big hospital. I want a small hospital. I want a simple school so all the children in the villages will have proper education. And I wanted drinking water. Then Swami asked her, no, that was not the question. The question was, what do you want? When we go to Swami, before Swami asks us, what do you want, we always tell him, this is what I want. Right? Fair enough? Fair enough? Yeah, I see a lot of nodding head. Okay, micro nodding head and some major nodding head. Okay. Before Swami asks us, okay. I mean, me too, so this morning already said already, where's the signing of the S&P? Not signed yet. He not just asked it, but I've already asked him already, okay. My point is that she asked her, what do you want? See, when the son asked the mother could ask so many things, isn't it? Not one. And he told her again, look, I'm the Lord of the universe, I can give you anything, what do you want? She said, I want drinking water for all the villagers. Small little hospital, she said. And I want a school for the children so that they all will learn and serve the village. And what the son did, he built hundreds of schools in India, hundreds of schools around the world. He built many hospitals and super specialist hospitals. And he developed the best infrastructure for water. Of course, your monkey mind would think that, well, he's the Lord, he's supposed to do this, isn't it? But the point was to referring back to the mother. What would she want? She could have asked so many things. Can I live longer, healthy? She could have asked so many things. Now I'll talk about my Eashwaramba, because as Swami talked about his Eashwaramba, I have a right to talk about my mother. Very short, I just want to share. Some of you may know her, some of you may not know her. When I was very young, we grew up in a very dysfunctional family because we didn't grow up like how other families had a lot of time to do a lot of things. Because unlike some of you that may have budget once or twice a week, we had house budgets 3 times a week. 3 times, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Friday. And on Sunday morning, the whole Sunday morning is about a short budget, but lots of devotees will come to the house. Because why? Swami materialized Vibhuti. That would be an understatement. I mean, it was just flowing and flowing and flowing. And our house in Penang, the budget hall used to be upstairs. And at any one time, either Tuesday, Thursdays or Friday, there'll be more crowd in the house than's usually present here on Sunday bhajans. More crowd. Bhajan starts at 7 o'clock. Usually by 6 o'clock we must finish our hockey game or whatever it is, run back because we must put the pie, clean the porch, wash the porch. We all work like clockwork, okay? Everywhere Tuesdays, Thursdays and Friday, not once a week. And you don't go to a center. We clean up, garland this and everything, and we put up all the water. People would come, the place would be packed. And of course, people would use the bathroom. A lot of them would think that this is their house. And the whole bhajans will finish about 9 o'clock. We used to have long bhajans those days. And then finish, and then we have to, people will leave. Some people won't have transport. I used to cycle at 9, 10 o'clock at night, cycling with them to send this group of people all the way to the bus stop because they wouldn't want to go to the bus. Some of them are out of town. And it would take sometimes 45 minutes each way to go. And I would come back about 11 o'clock. And at that time I was 7:05, 7:04, and in the middle of the night, we used to cross the railway line to go to BM town to drop these people and then cycle back and come back. My father said, go and send them and come back. And by the time I come back, half the house would be clean. My sisters would have cleaned the house. I would clean. The bathroom would be mess. But at all times, at the bathroom, people would use, there were about like 50 people using the one bathroom, okay? So you can imagine. And then we have to clean up everything, and by the time we have our dinner and go to sleep, no, we don't go to sleep, we have to finish homework, right? Normal students, we normally finish the homework a few hours before the class finished. And we used to finish very late at night, and we would go back. But during all this time, there's one mother who stood there to make sure that we all had our time for ourselves, for bhajans, We had very little money. My father was just a government servant. Here in the center, there's a lot of people who donate. We used to serve food. We used to give vibhutis and prayers and everything. All that with my father's government salary, which was not much. I think he was earning at the time was $1,700, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And we served this, and we used to give dinner. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays give dinner, and do all that. And Sunday morning, I will just finish. I'll go and have my noodles, particular noodles which I cannot mention in the center. Finish that. I'll come back by 9:30, 10 o'clock. We'll come back because why? The day before, they'll be full of vibhuti. Baba will replenish the altar with vibhuti, meaning that means we know tomorrow people will come. People won't come by cars, People used to come by school buses. They used to come from Sungai Petani, Penang, Ipoh, from Care. 2 school buses, sometimes one long, huge school buses, they all will get down and they will come. And some of them will get very frightened because they have big joysticks like that. Chinese, because they go to a temple, must burn joysticks. And we have to burn the joysticks, right? And when you burn the joystick, can you imagine the dust in your house? Okay? Joysticks, and then they would come, some would bring suckling pork, and they say, no, cannot bring inside, you have to put outside, and all that, go inside, have bhajan, sing Swami, and then have to share stories, Swami stories, and then each of them have to give vibhuti packet. My father had this funny habit, you don't give vibhuti packet, you have to, each person have to come, you have to give them the vibhuti, the water, this and that. And sometimes my parents won't be in the house. My sister and I used to do. I used to stand there with my sisters, and about like 50 people used to be there, and we used to give each one of them, used to give vibhuti, give this, give that, and give the packet, tell them how to use it, have faith in Swami, and send them back. But my mother, in all this time, ensured that we were well nourished, we always had sufficient food in the house, made sure we had all the time to do whatever we wanted to do in life, brought us to KL. We voted in the family. My father lost, and we only had bhajans once a week. He wanted at least twice, and then we built the altar outside. But my mother, during all these times, and there were times, I tell you, when we needed things from the fridge, or needed things that would be empty because there'd be like 100 people in the house, and they will come and they have no food. You have to give what you have, and that night sometimes we just drink Milo and we go back, and we go to sleep. In all these times today, all my siblings, we are all in every part. My sister, my brother is president of the Sai Council. He's a professor in the university in McGill. My sister just got appointed as a professor in the #1 art institute in the world, in the US. My elder sister here, and today I'm here talking to you all. The one person that kept the whole thing together, serving, because she had tremendous amount of strada, faith in Swami, was my mother. And so much so that I can imagine life without Swami. I cannot imagine life without my mother, because my mother manifested Swami's love in our hearts. So before I end, then Swami tells that Eashwaramba was one that loved me. No one loved me more than Eashwaramba. He said, no one loved me more than Eashwaramba did, because that's the mother. And Eashwaramba was a mother to everybody, he said. Everybody loved. You all must be like Eashwaramba. But do you know something, he said? Eashwaramba loved everybody else equally. So the challenge here now is that we all are mothers in our own way. Whenever we nourish a child, we give food. It's a pure Shakti, it's a pure love. How do we have this capacity, like how many other mothers, Uncle Muthu's wife, Auntie Muthu, and your David, your mother, when she comes and gives food, and there's so many other mothers like this who have love beyond their own children. The question is that, how do we then demonstrate the love to Swami the way Mother Eashwaramba did for Swami? How do we demonstrate this universal love to everyone else? How do we do that? That's a great ask, man. That's the only thing that Swami said he wanted. So, Baba said, one of his final messages of his mother, more than knowledge, more than wisdom, more than your ability to roll your tongues, is your simple capacity to love people selflessly. That is the most important quality we should have. So as we inch closer towards Swami in our journey to life, I ask all of us, including me, for us to reflect and think how we can be more like Eashwaramba. And when Swami asks us, what do you want? How can we answer that question in a way that is totally selfless? So let us think of her that way and think of ourselves in terms of how we can do this. Alright, with those words, thank you very much, Sai Ram. That's why